not j'adoring this job. It was really hard and really smelly and awful.
You know the saying, you have to start somewhere. For April, the edit shares the stories of several of my fashion icons. None of them started their careers in the fashion business. In fact, most were far from it. But eventually they got on the right track, and ultimately they all became fashion icons. Stay tuned for stories this month from Simon Doonan, Tim Gunn, and Betsy Johnson. First, we're going to start with Simon. Do you remember having to take aptitude tests in high school? I know I did. And long before Simon became the celebrated creative director of Barney's, his high school aptitude test sent him on a very different path. Having failed the 11+ test, Simon was put on a vocational track that resulted in a series of very strange and frankly hilarious jobs. Let's watch Simon share, in his very humorous style, his first job and his unconventional journey to become a fashion icon. So before you escaped Reading, at 16 you worked in the local cork factory. What did you do there?
Well, see, when I was 11, we all had to take this. This is going to get even grimmer now. Oh, God, you came for like fluffy fashion talk. And so when we were 11, at that point, we had to take this examination called the 11+. Everyone had to take it, and it decided if you went to the grammar school and had a fluffy, middle-class, gorgeous life, or you failed it and you went to the secondary modern school, and I failed it. I failed it at the age of 11. Basically, I must be because I'm stupid. I mean, I did fail it. So I remember my parents were like, oh, okay, you know, like no one said anything because it was too horrifying. But so I went to this, I remember going to the secondary modern schooling and, you know, saying goodbye to all my friends who were going off to the grammar school. So it was kind of horrible. So, but I'd been through so many horrible things before then. By 11, the 11+ was just one more hideous thing. So I remember getting to this school, the secondary modern school, and I'm walking in the door, and the first thing I saw was this classroom filled with girls who all looked like Amy Winehouse, and they were at typewriters, like learning to type. And I thought, well, at least you can learn something useful, right? So the boys we had to do more woodwork, metalwork, that kind of thing. So I was there till I was 16. And at 16, my mother had worked in the cork factory. She wasn't working there at this point, I don't think. But she said, I can get you a job in the cork factory. And I thought, wow, job in the cork factory. And what it was all this cork would come in from Burma and India, and they would grind it up and make it into sheets and then cut it into bottle top, things that go in the top of bottle tops. And my job was to take the sheets off the stamping machine and stuff them in sacks and throw them in this big, hideous chicken wire yard out the back. So I thought, this isn't going to work out. Yeah, it was sort of Lucy, but more like David Lynch meets Lucy. And I thought, I'm going to get my A-levels and go to college, which I managed to do. I went to this other school,
but you also
talked my way in.
Demolishing toilets before that.
That was after college. When I came back from college, my mum said, you have to get a job. So she sent me and my sister to the Manpower Agency, and the first job I had was demolishing public toilets. And this was a very seminal moment for me because I thought, this is not j'adoring this job. It was really hard and really smelly and awful, and they were demolishing these Edwardian, beautiful Gothic toilets that looked like St. Pancras Station, that kind of Victorian architecture, which now it would have had a preservation order slapped on it. Jamie Oliver would stuck a restaurant in there. But then we were demolishing it, and then I got fired from there after about 3 weeks, and I went to the local department store, which was the beginning of my fashion journey, to get into the local department store, and I sold clocks and watches.
Clocks and watches.
Yeah, it was like Are You Being Served? Do you all know that show, Are You Being Served? It was that store, hilarious.